Hola, mi nombre es Jose. Jose Rizal. That's right. Don't adjust your whatever device you're hearing this on. It's me, live and in stereo. No return engagement, no encore, and this time, absolutely no requests. So get a snack. Settle in because I'm about to tell you the story of my life. More specifically, why my life ended. And if you're listening to this tape, you probably should learn a lot from it. 19th of June, 1861. I was the seventh child, born by my lovely parents, Doña Chodora and Don Francisco. 3 days later, I was christened with the name Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Rialonda. At the age of 3, I already learned how to read and write. It is because of my mother. Private tutors were hired for me to enhance my learning and talents. I also love being taught to speak Latin and French. At the age of 8, I needed to leave my family because my father decided to send me to the fishing village in Binyan for my educación primaria. Even though the place had a beautiful scenery and a quality education, it did not appeal to me because I was homesick. In 1872, I started my higher education in Ateneo de Municipal, where I got accepted. Even though it was against my mother's will, I tried my best to excel. At the age of 15, I received a Bachelor of Arts degree from the Ateneo de Manila, and I received it with the highest honor. All my grades were sobresaliente. However, my day wouldn't be complete without cheering up my imprisoned mother with my academic excellence. And luckily, she was then released because of my sister Soledad's dancing talent. In June 1877, I got myself enrolled to Santo Tomas University in Manila, where I studied philosophy and letters. In 1878, from studying Filosofía y Letras, I switched courses and studied medicine instead. This is because I wanted to help my mother who had problems with her right eye. Aside from this, I also wrote 2 poems that have given me further recognition in the field of arts. At the age of 19, I was able to produce my first operetta called On the Banks of Pasig. I then wrote another poem for a competition. However, I failed to win the first prize because of the ongoing discrimination at that time. In 1881, the Royal Economical Society of the Friends of the Country recognized my literary success. I joined its centennial celebration by creating the commemorative medal in wax, which brought me the first prize, a silver medal.
In May 1882, I decided to follow the advice of my brother, Pasiano, to leave the country and travel to Spain. My mission was to observe the political situation in Madrid. Little did I know that it would take me many years to see my family again. By June 1882, St. Thomas University noticed my disappearance and threatened to take my father's land away, who was a tenant and had no idea of my whereabouts. On June 15, I arrived at Barcelona and continued to study again in Madrid in October of that same year. At the age of 23, I received my degree in medicine from the Central University of Madrid. I then worked under Dr. L. de Wecker and visited several universities in Berlin, Leipzig, and Heidelberg in the country of Germany. In 1887, I finished my novel Noli Me Tangere while I was at Berlin. The novel offended Catholic officials. They called me a troublemaker. I guess I hit the right spot with that book. I then traveled to Austria, Switzerland, and Italy. On July 3, I left Marcialis in Italy and I arrived in Manila on August 5th. I was able to travel to nearby areas, but they had me escorted by a Spanish lieutenant. I went to Spain for some time, and in February 1888, I left Spain and set sail for Hong Kong in Japan. I continued to travel, practice medicine, and write. In August 1892, they detained me aboard the ship as I traveled back to Spain. Can you believe that? They charged me with treason, sedition, and defamation of illegal societies. They sent me to the Pitan for 4 years. I guess it wasn't all bad in the Pitan. I was able to teach, set up a clinic, and even buy a few lands off the coast of Talisay. The people liked me. And best of all, I met Josephine Bracken, the girl I knew I wanted to marry. Of course, the church got in the way with my plans for Josephine. It is as if they do not wish me to be happy. That a single priest permitted our marriage, and so Josephine and I wedded ourselves with the Lord as our witness. After my release from the Pitan in 1896, I requested to go to Cuba to be a doctor in the war. But on the way to Cuba, they arrested me and charged me with conspiracy and sedition. I gave them my service, and in return they sent me to jail. After several trials, on December 27, I was finally given my sentence. I was about to be executed at the 30th of December in Bagumbayan. On December 29, the day before my trial, I was visited by family and friends. It was hard to say goodbye to them, but I knew there was no choice. It was time to make my peace. I had made my last poem, the Mi Ultimo Adios, which I had given to my sister. December 30, 1896, I marched to Bagumbayan escorted by the Spanish guard. They let me stand in front of the firing squad. I requested to face the squad, but they would not allow me. And so, when a signal was given to shoot, I turned so that I faced them as they gave me my death. One final act of defiance. And there it is. Now you know my story. I hope now you do not simply see me as a man who wrote defiant novels. I hope now you see what I have chosen to sacrifice for the sake of what I believed in. For my country. If you have learned even just one lesson from this, then I guess my work here is complete. Consummatum est.